All righty. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to Be Inspired. It's your girl Mel. You know I got to give it to you every Friday. Let's see here while you invite your friends. I'll just talk a little bit. As soon as 7 o'clock hits, which is probably happening now, I will start. So let's see. We are almost there. Today's topic is actually, I was teetering between coping skills. That's where I was teetering between. So make sure if you know somebody that may need help with coping skills, because we know at the workplace and our daily living and all that good stuff, we got to find ways to cope without being upset and to get past it. And I'm going to give you some tips on how to cope or improve your coping skills. I want to make sure that you guys can see me, okay? So what's up, Gennaro? So let me know if you can see me and I'm not blurred out, okay, because of the connection that I may have. Also, I wanted to talk about ways to achieve your most ambitious goals also. So I got two today, but I had to do the coping because I posted earlier this week about how the generation that we have now, I call it the generation of entitlement, where they feel as though everything is entitled. And if these kids, if you give, and not even just these kids, young adults as well, if you keep giving, they don't know how to receive a no. They don't know how to receive a rejection, because they lack coping skills. So that's why I find that it's important. And then they want either to get rid of you, and I hate to say it, but it's the truth. They either want to get rid of you or they want to give up. But we don't want our youth to give up, okay? We just need to mold them and give them the tools necessary to be productive citizens in our society, because guess what? There are future decision makers. All right? So I really need you guys to pay attention. If you know somebody that is young, even adults too, we all need it. We'll be at work, be ready to quit. Here's some coping tips that I want to give you. And this is like in adult health, okay? So before you spaz out, think before you speak. Think before you speak, because we already know how that works out. We'll be to say something like, oh my gosh, should I really say that? Because you were right on the edge. We don't want you to snap. Once you're calm, then express your anger. If it's your boss or whatever, all you have to do is say, you know what? I need to take a break, but can we schedule a meeting? That's after you calm down. Can we schedule a meeting? And then once you schedule that meeting, then just jot the things that you want to discuss down so that you don't miss your points, because you already know how some people got that silver tongue and swift talkers. Next thing you know, you done left the office and you ain't said what you had to say or get what you needed to say off your chest. All right. So like I said, once you're calm, you want to exercise your anger. And yes, yoga is a calming exercise and that will help you. But if you don't know how to do yoga like me, that's just way too much. And calm stretching, because I got so much on my mind. I'm like, I just really don't have time. Walk. That's why a lot of people walk, to cool off. Okay. It's probably where it derived from, with the exercise thing, because you could just take a nice walk, then you're calm. Identify possible solutions. Like I was saying, jot it down, and you want to say, okay, what was it? Don't focus on what made you angry or upset. Focus on how you can correct that, okay? So always try to turn it around and think positive. That's important too with coping skills. And if somebody that you, like I said, that you may know who has anger issues, or has an anger issue or issues, share this information with them. It's real simple. Try this way first, all right? So that's what I need for you guys to do. I need you to exercise a little bit, think before you speak. Good morning. And be that ear. If somebody calls you, and I know you guys be tired, you're like, oh, they're going to be complaining again. But guess what? You may be the reason why they are calling, because you are the one that receives them, okay? And you may prevent something tragic from happening. All right, so you never know. Even if they call you all the time and they cry wolf, always be that, if you are that person, always be that person just listening to hear them out. All right? All right. Look at Janelle up here laughing. Real talk, because you already know you be looking at the phone like, I am not about to answer that. I ain't got time to do that today. But that may be the time that they really need you to just listen and vent. Yes. Yes. Good. So if you are stressed, just take some time. Take some me time. I always told you guys that. Now, what I was going to talk about today, I had to get that off my chest, okay? So what we're going to talk about today real quick is I'm going to give you some simple tips that help me achieve my goals. And guess what? Your goals can change too. You can change. But I'm a firm believer of completing something. You have to complete it and then move on to the next, all right? So first, what I want you guys to do is make a commitment. You're never too old to accomplish a goal, okay? Make a commitment. Keep track of your progress. That right there helps you in every way. Hey, Alan, that once you make that commitment and you keep track of your progress, that lets you know if you're a quitter or not, okay? And we already know we're done with that, especially if you're a parent. You have to make sure you complete things because somebody's watching. That future, decision maker, all right? Break it down into segments. What do you want to do first? And in order to achieve that goal, what is it that you have to do? So break it down. Get help. If you know somebody who, say you want to write a book, and you know somebody who's written a book, reach out to that person. Hey, how do I get started? Now, I don't have a problem with letting you know how to get started, but I'm not going to do the work for you. You guys have to do the work, okay? Hey, sis, you guys have to do the work. That's in the building. Because, like I said before, if you know what it is you want to do and you know somebody, I talk about this in your starting lineup. If you're trying to achieve a goal, you want your starting lineup to be people that has done it or in that arena to help you achieve your goal. All right. Now that's patent. All right. I'm just going to let you know that's patent, your starting lineup. And I do speak on that all the time. So you guys know how to get in contact with me if you want to talk about it. But when you're trying to achieve a goal, it is very important that your starting lineup, your people that surround you, five people, I like basketball, 5 people around you that will help you achieve that goal. Now, I understand you might have your best friend, but if they are not in the space to help you achieve the goal that you're trying to meet right now, you might have to bench them and put somebody else in the game. All right. I'm going to keep on going. Be willing to revisit it. Even if you get off track a little bit, be willing to go back and say, whoa, my goal. Hold on. So watch those distractions. Let's see here. Keep your eye on the prize. If you have to draw a picture, do they have those little boards or whatever? I don't have all that junk in my house because I like things to be neat. Hey, cuz, what's going on? Bonnie in the building. Thanks for joining me. So keep your eye on the prize, even if it's like something you want, and it could be something small. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, say, for instance, since I was talking about the starting lineup, and there's, you want to be a basketball player or you want to be a manager, start managing players. Just get a little basketball. You can get a little small one to sit on your desk or something to make you, remind you of what your goal is so that you don't get, off course. Be consistent. Be consistent about you. I always tell you guys when you tune in to Be Inspired, it's about you. Once you get yourself together, then you can minister to others. It's so important to get you together, okay? That's why you'll hear me say, find you, embrace you, love you. Because it's okay to be you, all right? You don't have to do what everybody else wants you to do. Just find out who you are, embrace who you are, and love who you are. And guess what? God will handle the rest, all right? Let your goals grow up. So if you're getting older, and this may be your goal as a kid, and you're like, I always wanted to do that, flip it where it can work for you as an adult. And remember, little people are watching you, okay? So if you give up, they're going to give up. Ain't nobody trying to raise no quitters, right? All right. Focus on positive thinking. You got to reboot your hard drive. I'll talk about that too. Rebooting your hard drive is training your mind to think differently. Stop with the what ifs. What if this doesn't happen? What if that doesn't happen? Stop it. Stop with the what ifs, okay? And just go. Go. Once you did all the work, put those skates on and roll on. Just go for it. Faith. You got to have faith, okay? And don't doubt yourself. I told you guys, if you listened before, a few weeks back, maybe months back, stop doubting yourself. That's a distraction. That's a distraction of the enemy. Just go. Roll with it, okay? Keep it pushing, roll with it. And every little thing, remember I was telling you to write it down and check your progress? Celebrate it. Celebrate it. Even if you hadn't achieved your goal, celebrate the little things. Like, hey, I got it done. Hey, I did that. First step, going to the store, whatever it is you're trying to do. Your first piece of furniture, if you decide you want to open an office. Celebrate that. Celebrate that notebook. Celebrate that chair. Celebrate you. All right, that's really important. You got to celebrate you and know that you have actually done something. Don't let those naysayers and all those other people try to talk you out of it, because they'll say, oh, you want to do that now? At this age, why you want to do that now? Guess what? They're not you, so they don't know your dream. So make your dream your reality. Real quick, I'm going to go over those again. These are just simple tips that actually work for me, and I wanted to share them with you. Make that commitment to say, this is what I'm going to do for me. Keep track of the progress. Very important. Break it down into like categories of what you want to do. Get help. Get your starting lineup. Okay? Because you want to be successful. And if they're truly your friend, they want you to be successful too. But I know that most of us have the gift of discernment. So you know, or you sit there and you'll ask them a question, they trying to bounce around. That's somebody you do not want on your team, because guess what? They're going to get that ball stolen, or they're going to pass it to the other team. And you're going to be like, what? What are you doing? Why don't you take the shot? Listen, starting lineup. Got to make sure you got the right people in the game, all right? You're the coach. Be willing to revisit and revise. If you go back, and with that, that's just going back and saying, okay, how can I tweak this and make this a little better? Okay, this doesn't look like it's going the way that I planned for it to go, so I need to retweak it. Tweak it and revisit it and revise it, all right? Keep your eye on the prize. Don't give up. Keep pushing. Roll with it. Have faith. Take the shot. Right. Got to do what you got to do. And you want to make sure you have people that's on your team that is willing to help you win. Willing to help you win. All right. Be consistent. Got to be consistent all day, every day. Got to be consistent. You hear that in the background? I'm at the station right now, starting 94.7. That's my girl, Lavetta Jenkins, on air. So if you turn it on air, she's in the other room. We be doing it up in here, okay? Busy, 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 but you got to love your job. Let your goals grow up. Let your goals grow up. Focus on positive thinking. I can't say that enough. Always think positive. The glass is half full. Okay? You have to always, always focus and think positive. So when somebody say, oh, well, you can't, and you might run into this and you may run into that, that's all right. You got brakes, right? Okay. So as soon as you get to that roadblock, be like, okay, well, I need to slow down. Let me go around it. But you don't want to ever give up, and celebrate every success. Thank you guys. I love you for tuning in. You have no idea, to be inspired every Friday at 7 a.m. I told you it was just a little bit of your time. And we are going to pray. I'm asking you, I'm challenging you guys. Please pray for your families. Pray for your young adults. Because like I said, hit them in the DM. Listen, don't physically hit our decision makers, but we got to put something into them. You know what I'm saying? The young people are our future, and they're going to be our decision makers. So let's teach them how to cope. And I talked about that in the morning. I don't know who I was talking to, but I decided I better talk about coping skills, because I brought it up. These young people do not know how to cope, because things have been given to them. And guess what? When it's not given to them, or they don't get their way, they're not throwing tantrums anymore. They are harming other people. And it's more often than not. And this is just not in this area. This is all over the world. So look at it. It's there with our president. It's right there in your face for everybody to see. We want what we want, and you have to deal with it. Come on, teach your young people. They have to work for what it is that they want, and teach them coping skills. I gave you some tips. I'm not a psychologist. I gave you some tips that I found useful, and refer them. If you see that they're throwing a tantrum, back in the day, you used to look at it and be like, oh, they're just throwing a tantrum. Honey, please let them know when they get ready for the real world, that tantrum is not going to work. And the reason they find out that tantrum doesn't work, or some people don't find out until they become an adult that the tantrums doesn't work, and that's when they want to harm people. And some people call it snapped. Oh, they just snapped. And this is not just our young adults. These are our adults too, who don't know how to cope. They need coping skills so that they can become productive citizens in our society. And then we ultimately just say, oh, okay, they have mental illness. And mental illness is real, but we have to give them some coping skills. They need the tools to understand how to cope when things do not go your way. So let's just pray for coping skills for everyone, okay? For everyone, because guess what? Who gets hurt? Both families get hurt. Both families get hurt when you have someone who does not know how to cope and they harms a loved one or harm someone else. So then you have them going to jail for the rest of their life, and then you have your loved one gone. Yes, I had something happen recently in, not with my family, but with a close friend of mine, because lack of coping skills. And just like, okay, well, if this is not going to be, I'm going to make it be. And that's selfish, okay? So all I can do is just pray on it, and I hope that you will pray and tell your family, if you see young kids that you know that seem to be throwing tantrums, put a word out, talk to their parent and say, we have to teach them how to cope. Because when the real world happens and they get out and leave the home, because you're their parents, you're just loving them up. And when they leave in the real world, you have to know how to cope, even to keep a job. All right? So thank you guys. I love you guys for listening. I already said and just went on. Look, I went on a little longer than I expected to. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in to Be Inspired every Friday at 7 a.m. Visit the website at shoptalkwithmel.com. I got the audio drama. I got a lot of stuff on there, so just visit it a little bit, all right? Okay, find you, embrace you, most importantly, always love you. Until next week, people, be inspired. Shop Talk with Mel. I'm your girl, always ready to give you something positive to think about. Peace.